Welcome back to The Fight. I'm Molly Seidel. Joining us now is Notre Dame coach in her 15th season, leading the women's golf program, Susan Holt. Susan,
Hi,
welcome to
Molly.
The Fight. Oh, thanks. We're so excited to have you here. You and your teams have accomplished quite a lot in your time here. 4 Big East Conference championships, 6-time Big East Conference Coach of the Year, and you took Notre Dame to its first ever NCAA championship berth in program history in 2011. Susan, how have you been able to build a successful college golf program north of the Mason-Dixon line?
Well, I'll tell you, when you combine the academic excellence that Notre Dame offers, along with our outstanding golf facilities, it's really allowed us to recruit on the national stage and be very successful while doing it. The Warren Golf Course is consistently ranked in the top 15 in the country for on-campus courses, and we're so fortunate to have that right on campus. And when you also add in the Ross family indoor golf facility and the technology that is housed inside of that building, it's really state of the art, and it's allowed us to attract some of the best talent in the country over the years. And you know, we had early success, and I think we've done a really good job of sustaining it and continuing to build it for the future.
So obviously these incredible facilities play a huge role, but also when you recruit a student athlete to Notre Dame, what is your sales pitch?
That's a really good question. My associate head coach, Kyle and Demeter, and I, over the last 15 years, I think we've really been able to kind of hone in on that recruiting pitch and really have it focused on, you know, the 5 pillars of the university, from the education, tradition, faith, family, and excellence. I think it's what's unique about Notre Dame. It's different here, and you need to embrace those differences. And I think we've done a really good job of doing that over the years, and been able to attract, you know, the right fit kid for our program, and it has allowed us to be pretty successful.
Mm-hmm. So this year you faced the unique challenge in that many of your spring tournaments were canceled. How did your players handle that, and how have they maintained their competitive edge since then?
Yeah, it was tough. We played one tournament of our spring schedule, and then we were actually in the middle of a practice round for our second event. We were in Arizona when the season was ended back in March, and we actually did not have a fall season either. Our sport's pretty unique in that we compete in the fall and the spring, so we've essentially lost a year of playing time. And you know, I just feel so bad for our student athletes, because you know they came here to compete at the highest level, and they haven't been able to do it. But you know, we're really looking forward to the spring. We're slated to start the first week of February down in Florida. We have 4 tournaments on the schedule, so we're excited, ready to go. And you know, I know the summer didn't really provide a lot of the golf that our players were hoping to have because of COVID. A lot of the courses across the country were closed. You know, then they would open and then they would close because they had some COVID issues. But yeah, the tournament golf just really didn't happen like, you know, they're used to having. We did have one highlight, I think, this summer with the play of Lauren Boudreau, a sophomore on our team. She played in the U.S. Women's AM, made the cut, and was able to finish in the round of 16, and that championship was, you know, a great accomplishment.
Yeah, that's got to be so exciting to see your players excelling at that kind of level. And we recently featured one of your sophomores, Madeline Jones, on ND Day to talk about sewing protective masks from her hometown of Austin, Texas. What are some of the other ways that the women's golf team has been doing God's work?
You know, Madeline actually has continued to make masks. She's currently making them at home in Texas right now for the local cancer hospital here in South Bend. I think she's made upwards of 50 masks already, and she's shipping the masks as she makes them over her break period. Abby Heck, who's a senior on her team, actually spent the summer back in Memphis, and she's a pre-med major, and she volunteered at the local cancer center there in Memphis, and she screened uh, all the patients as they arrived for COVID. So we've had a couple players, I've been really proud of them. So much of Notre Dame is about being of service to others, and they took it upon themselves to do that, which is really great to see. And I guess most recently, men's and women's golf teamed up. They participated in the Brighter Christmas event that athletics hosts every year. Teams will adopt a family and they'll go out and purchase Christmas presents for those families. So we took part in that for the 10th time, and it's a great event. We always enjoy doing that.
Wow, that's really some incredible work. And thank you so much, Susan, for joining us today on The Fight.